Good afternoon. I'm McEnerny-Ogle, Mayor for the City of Vancouver, and today is Friday, July 24th. Thank you to Alex and to 7-Star, our American Sign Language interpreters. And since we're more than 6 feet apart, we can remove our masks since we're not moving around in here. The U.S. now has more than 4 million confirmed cases of COVID-19, an increase of 1 million in just 15 days. Here in our state, we have 50,000 confirmed cases and over 1,400 deaths. In Clark County, we have recently seen our number of COVID-19 cases more than double to over 1,600. This increasing number of confirmed cases is causing our state, along with many others across the country, to take a step back and to reinstate safety precautions in order to get these infection rates under control. Just yesterday, Washington State Governor Inslee announced an expanded mask requirements and stricter limitations on bars, restaurants, gyms, and other public spaces in order to suppress the virus and stop the rapid infection rates that we're seeing now. In addition, more and more schools are announcing that they'll teach mostly or completely online for fall quarter. So let's take a look at the new restrictions and what it means for us. Here are the new restrictions on businesses that are set to take effect July 30th. Indoor dining at restaurants will be limited to members of the same household. People meeting from different households can still dine outdoors. There will be no indoor service at any bar, brewery, tavern, winery, or distillery, regardless of whether food is being served. Restaurants must stop serving alcohol at 10 p.m. Restaurants must close down any game areas, such as video games, pool tables, darts, or whatever, until we have reached phase 4. Indoor fitness spaces are limited to 5 guests at a time, and this includes gyms, pools, fitness studios, and tennis facilities. Indoor entertainment spaces like bowling alleys, arcades, mini golf, and card rooms are not allowed to open until phase 4. Governor Inslee also announced a new ban on receptions at weddings and funerals to take effect on August 6. Weddings and funeral services are still allowed, but are restricted to 30 people or fewer. So let's take a look at the expansion of the mask requirement. Currently, the state requirement is that all people wear facial coverings in public when they can't stay 6 feet apart. As of July 25th, tomorrow, the new face covering orders require us to wear a face covering or mask in any common space where people can't physically distance. This includes places like elevators and hallways and shared spaces in apartment buildings and hotels. In addition to the mask requirement and business restrictions, the governor has announced an extension of the current moratorium, temporarily halting evictions and freezing new increases on residential rents through October 15. If you can afford to pay all or part of your rent, please still do so. If you can't due to a job loss from the pandemic, please communicate with your landlord to work together on the timing and to develop a repayment plan. Be aware that this moratorium does allow some types of evictions, such as those based on property damage, or if a property owner plans to sell or occupy a property, provided they give 60-day notices. Let's move on to schools. So many parents are wondering what will happen this fall and if children will be returning to school in person or not. Right now, Vancouver and Evergreen school districts have not made an announcement on this yet, and they are expected to do so soon. Clark County school districts are working together on this decision and also collaborating with Dr. Milnick of the Clark County Public Health. Washington State University campuses, including those here in Vancouver, have announced that they will teach almost all undergraduate classes remotely this fall. And we have a video of Mel Netzhammer, Chancellor of Washington State University.
On Thursday, we announced that WSU Vancouver would move to remote learning for the fall semester. At the beginning of the summer, WSU announced that all of its campuses would provide some level of face-to-face instruction in the fall. At WSU Vancouver, we spent the summer preparing for a modified face-to-face experience for our students that would include masks, social distancing, and streaming capabilities in every classroom. We adopted a high-flex approach to instruction that would allow students to select the best method of delivery to meet their needs and concerns. Through all of this planning and in every conversation, we always put the safety of our students, faculty, and staff, and our community first. Knowing that safety is paramount, we made the difficult decision on Thursday to move almost all of our fall classes to distance learning. For some members of our campus community, this was a relief. Others are disappointed and frustrated. As a big part of Southwest Washington, we cannot put our students, faculty, and staff at risk, and we don't want to contribute to infection rates across our broader community. So, almost all of our classes will be online this fall. We will provide some exceptions where an in-person experience is critical and as safe as possible. We look forward to welcoming our students back next month. Before I turn it back to Mayor Ann, I'd like to give a shout out to Dr. Karen Edwards, the new president of Clark College, and welcome her to the fantastic communities of Southwest Washington. Clark College has been a major partner in addressing the pandemic, and I look forward to continuing our work with Dr. Edwards.
Thank you, Chancellor. This was a lot of news to take in, and the reopening of social and business activities that have taken place seem to have resulted in a spike of infection rates. And the new restrictions and mask requirements are in response to the fact that we are still in pandemic, and the virus isn't going anywhere except right here, and collectively we must change our behavior in order to slow the progress of the virus. We can control our own behavior and must try to do everything we can to slow its progress. If you must go out in public, follow the requirements of wearing face coverings and for physical distancing. Avoid gathering with people from outside your household. If you do want to meet up with friends, keep gathering small, 5 or fewer people. Meet outdoors. Make sure that you're all wearing masks and staying at least 6 feet away from each other. Be sure to wear your face mask covering both your nose and your mouth. Wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds after touching surfaces that other people also touched and before eating or touching your face. If you spent time with someone who's tested positive for the virus or has symptoms, quarantine yourself for 14 days from the date you last saw them and get tested if you develop symptoms. Remember that you can feel fine and still have the virus and also be able to infect others with it. Take care around others. Even if you've been tested and it came back negative, you can still get the infection the very next day. Ultimately, wear a face mask. Stay home, and physical distancing is not only to protect yourself, it's an act of compassion and concern for the lives of others. Please go to our website and find an extensive list of resources to help you during this time, including how to access legal assistance for renters, food distribution programs, COVID testing locations, and more. And the next few weeks will be difficult. I urge all of us to come together and to support each other during this time. Our personal and collective actions to help stop the spread of COVID are more important now than ever before. Thank you for taking care of our community. Take good care of yourself. Stay healthy.